Hi, thank you very much for taking the time to review this video. Before we get any further, we are going to be talking about College Pet Clinic in just a moment. Let me start by introducing myself. My name is Rob Lewis, and I'm going to take you on a quick tour on some very alarming things that I've noticed about your online presence and what I think is happening to your business up there in Oceanside. We're based in Point Loma, so at the end of this video, I'm going to make a request that you schedule an appointment with me. And now I can do this in person, meaning I come visit you live, or we can do it online like this, but I would request that you do it after hours. And start again my name is Rob Lewis. Let me tell you a bit about myself. I went to University of California at San Diego, UCSD in La Jolla, undergrad, where I was a double major. Then I went to the University of Virginia for business school. I then went straight into internet marketing starting in 1994 with my very first website. I've got 2 issued patents in location-based services and advertising, as well as unified communications, and I have a few more on the way. That said, I've got many years of experience in growing and developing small businesses in the world to allow them to thrive, and I believe I can do the same for you. Even if you decide not to contact me, this video is worth your watching because it will impact your business and the growth of your business, and should hopefully give you an idea that you should probably be in contact with me. Let me start with a little tour of the desktop so you see what's happening here. What I have right below is the mobile version of your website, and that's running on my phone. So when we're looking over here, I'm not looking away from the screen, I'm looking at my telephone. Then over here, we have your desktop version of your website, and also some other things I want to show you. It's easier to show on a large screen than on a small screen, so I'm just going to show you on the desktop version of the website. To start with, below is the mobile version of your website. And that is how Google determines where you should be ranked on the search engine results page, the SERP. Your page that's below is the one that's used. Now, about 2 years ago, Google switched over from using the desktop version to the mobile version because the mobile version is where most people are coming to your website from. In other words, 60% of all traffic is now purely mobile and may never actually touch a desktop. So they've switched over to using mobile as the sole SEO driver for how your page gets ranked, because that's the one that's predominantly in use. Your mobile version of your website, I'm just going to take you on a quick tour of it, does not really afford the information necessary to the person who is about to make a decision about their valued pet patient to come to do business with you. For instance, there's no information about the veterinarian on the website. So the DVM is not listed, and that's who they're planning on doing business with. A little trick about how people make decisions in the world and how they find you. People don't make logical decisions. They don't go out into the world and do logical research, and at the end of the logical research make a logical decision about a logical series of conversations. They literally make completely emotional decisions. So your website doesn't have an emotional content to it to capture that person to come in. The picture on front is cute, but it's not emotionally engaging. So that's the first part that's alarming. The website is not going to get very well ranked. It's also not going to get the emotional impact that is needed to have somebody come in. It's also an incredibly dated and lacking information website. By that I mean there's no access to your social media network. We couldn't find you in Facebook. And everything today is in the world of social media. You've probably seen that in the news, even if you don't follow it or do it yourself. So secondarily, the website itself is incredibly dated. It's like having shag green carpeting in your primary residence. So between those 2 items all by themselves, you've got a lot of issues that need to be dealt with. And What I'd highly recommend is an overhaul. Those can be done very cost effectively. We can help you through them. There's a lot of ways to get that done. The third alarming thing, remember I told you there were a number of alarming items that I have for you, is that you are right in the middle of an online marketing minefield, meaning you've got in your location a Banfield right next door to you. Now, the reason Banfield is such an issue is that Banfield knows the value, the lifetime value of a pet patient, and is willing to pay a lot of money to get access to being the next pet patient veterinary provider. So if you look at where you're located, you're right next to Banfield. You happen to have a Banfield south of you as well as down here, as well as a Petco, Vetco over here. Now, that combined with all the marketing in your local area means you're probably getting the dregs of the area. Now, if I'm wrong, tell me about it, but I'm pretty sure and I'm pretty good at identifying veterinary practices that could be in trouble, and you definitely fall into that category. Let me show you some of your competitor websites. This is Temple Heights website. One thing you should notice about them is that they've got an emotionally engaging website. Even if you just show up here, you're going to be emotionally engaged with them. Then you're going to look for logical reasons to do business with them. What kind of specials do they have? Online pharmacy, great. Everything's right up in front. I can make an appointment. I can get access to their social media. I can find out about them. They've got video. Video is the most emotionally connecting media on the internet. You've got information about their veterinarians. Their location, while it's a terrible map, and we would never leave something like that out there as an indicator of where they are, because your pet patients aren't going to drive that far away to get to you. Still having the map there is really important. They've even got access to signing up for a newsletter on the very bottom. Tri-City Veterinary, similar issue. Very professional, laid out, contemporary, comfortable, lots of information, plenty of information to be able to make a decision. 80% of all visitors to your website are going to make a determination to do business with you based on your homepage. And people will look at between 2 and 3 different websites before they decide to do business. This is Rancho del Oro. Not particularly great, but certainly more professional looking and contemporary than the site that you have running. Told you about Banfield, and they're your next door neighbor, the real competitor that you've got in your back door. And while their website isn't that interesting, like literally the most boring cookie cutter website that you've got, they do have a lot of traffic going to their website. So they've got advertising, they've got search engine optimization, all driving traffic to their website. They know the dollar value of the next pet patient as a lifetime value of that pet patient. And what they're willing to pay to get that lifetime value is a lot. So that might be why you're not seeing a whole lot of traffic. Now, we couldn't find you in Facebook, and that's bad from 2 fronts. Couldn't find you from the website itself, and couldn't find you from searching within Facebook. So if you don't have a page, that's one thing. If you've got a page, it's very difficult to find. Finally, we ran a social search engine optimization query. If you send me an email, we'll go ahead and send this report to you for free. It's got a list of 14 improvements that will take you from a C+ to about an A, A-. The only area where you did well was on usability, and that's because there's not much on the home page to mess you up. And that's one aspect of usability, is not confusing the customer. So that's actually a good thing, but there really isn't any information to make a decision. So it fails from the marketing side of that. Your SEO is a C. That means the tags that are behind it make it difficult for Google to rank you. Performance is a B+, which in the world of performance for websites is actually pretty good. Social's E+, that's because there's nothing there. It's not connected to anything. And your security is an A+, and that's primarily because you've got a HTTPS or an SSL page for your site. Now, send me an email. I'll send you this report. It's all yours, free, no hassle, no fuss, no muss. Thank you so much for reviewing this video all the way to the bitter end. And Set an appointment below. If there's an appointment time that doesn't work for you, again, I want this to be off hours so you don't get interrupted by the next pet emergency that comes running in the door. But set an appointment. If you can't find anything, send me an email. My email address is down there as well. Send me an email and I can get out to you to visit live, or we can do a meeting online. Thanks very much and have a great day. Bye now.